5 years. 5 years of waiting for this new installment to the Sonic game universe, or SGU as I like to call it. 5 years of waiting and it's finally here. I finally finished the game after 20.3 hours. I didn't even unlock half of the achievements. I also didn't try my butt off for 100% on each island because I wanted to get the basic game finished first. So after 20 hours of playing, I now have my thoughts, my likes and dislikes about the game, and if this game has satisfied me as a Sonic fan. This, Ring Army, is my review of Sonic Frontiers. Let's speed into it. Firstly, I want to talk about my likes about the game and what actually made me enjoy it. The gameplay is smooth. I found it enjoyable running around and being able to do what I please with the rails and little mini games around the islands, and that's what caught my attention first. It runs well, and it feels like you have all the freedom you want in most islands. The story is simple, nothing amazing or out of the box, just Sonic defeating evil to get his friends back. The voice acting is good. I liked how some of the characters sound older. Roger made Sonic sound older, and Cindy made Amy sound more mature. It showcases character development and how they actually care for the characters' growing years, so I didn't mind the deep in the voices. I also liked the cyberspace levels. They were really fun and it reminded me of the good old days of Unleashed and Generations. It has a fun journey in each level. Well, most of them. Now, this isn't a complaint, but this game is like 80% cutscenes. Doesn't mean it's a horrible thing to have. I personally enjoyed most of them, though a lot of them have little problems, but I will get to that later. This story doesn't have Eggman as the main villain, so that was a nice change of pace in my opinion. I like Sage, she's cool. It was great seeing the old crew back together again. Eggman's relationship with Sage, the mini bosses are sick and most of them are fun. The Titans were awesome and were fun to fight against. I hate Wyvern though. I hope he dies and never comes back. The mini games around the map are actually neat. Some puzzles are nice. I hated that damn beam one in the beginning though. It took me 30 minutes to figure it out. The landscapes are beautiful, the animations are clean, the combat is alright, the progression system is okay, and pretty much the whole vibe of the game is calming. Nothing insane like heroes or colors. It's all freeing and calming to hear the ambience and the music while you run around the islands. The soundtrack that this game has is incredible. The Sonic team really has to think about rock and I love it. That's pretty much all I liked about it. Now it's time to get into the things I disliked about it. This game needed more time to cook well done. I found that obvious when I saw how some things were not functioning well during fighting, running, and even in cutscenes. Like some characters that talk during a cutscene, their mouths don't even move for half their sentence.
That was on par with Dark Gaia, easy. Listen to me. The others are counting on you.
I found that to be annoying to look at personally. There were even glitches when I fought some enemies and Sonic actually spazzed out in the middle of the fight, and that gets me killed often. Don't even get me started with the amount of glitches I got while running. Sometimes I will be running up a hill and Sonic gets launched out of nowhere and I fly off the map without being able to move him in the air. I don't really have a big problem with pop-ins, but in this game, they really cause you to not know where to go to progress the game. You could be running around the island and not see anything in the distance, so you wouldn't know if that's where you need to go until you actually run to that area. The railing and obstacle courses in the sky or in the air are fun for like the first 20 times you do it. After a while, they get boring and feel like a chore for you to do to get what you need to get to continue the game. Luckily, the fishing game with Big helps with it, but without Big, it gets boring really quickly. Now, one thing that really got to me while playing is the lack of direction. It really reminded me of the problem that Security Breach has. It has no sign of directions. You have to find most stuff yourself. There was a part where I had to meet Tails in the big floating platform in the middle of the island's abyss, and I had no idea on how to get there. Like, how do you get over there? They don't tell you anything. It reminds me kind of like a Security Breach. Like, there's no direction. The same with the red Chaos Emerald. I didn't see any railings or any bounce pads that led up there. I had no clue on where to go until I had to go on the other side of the island, and inside of some boxes was a bounce pad to get up there. I had to go and find the hidden bounce pad. I also didn't like how the mini bosses take up so much damage rings from you. You can have like 100 rings and then one single hit takes that all away. Ow! It took the fun out of the fight after getting hit. I had to side loop a few times to get all my rings back to keep on going. It ruined the flow for me. I hate parrying. I also get why people think that the ending is disappointing. It feels like they cut something out, like a big challenging final boss. I feel like the team had to cut some stuff out to meet the deadline, but oh my god, that final Titan was so simple to fight. No challenge at all, really. The design of the third island was awful. I'm sorry. You can't run a full straight line without falling off the edge. Other than that, this game is a good installment to the SGU. Maybe if it got like 2 more months of development, it could have been more stabilized and more cooked to enjoy every single bite you take, instead of tasting pure salt every 2 or 3 bites. Do I find this game to be replayable? In a sense, possibly. I don't see myself playing it more than 2 times. Maybe if I want to replay it in a different mode. If they do add a DLC to the game in the future, it better be a good slice of Costco pizza. It better be fun at least. I'll rate this game a 7.2 out of 10. It's definitely an improvement for the development team, so that's a round of applause to them. I left this game with a smile. Good job, Sonic team. Before I end today's video, I wanted to mention that I recently got a few roles in upcoming animated series. First one having me as an extra in a 3D animated series of Batman called SNPD's Batman series. I am very honored to be part of making Gotham alive. The preview video will be linked in the description below. And the second one has me as a protagonist in an upcoming animated series called Locker 79. Very hyped to see this interesting story. The cast reveal video will be linked also in the description. Well, thank you for your time, everyone. I'll speed you guys on the next run.